Welcome to the most horsepowerful podcast on the internet, the Xbox Drive. Before we get this show on the road, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and ring that bell on YouTube, and leave a 5-star rating or review on your podcatcher of choice. If you want to continue the conversation after the show, make sure you join the Carpool Gaming Discord. For exclusive content and all the Carpool shows in one simple feed, head over to patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Finally, head over to carpoolgaming.com for all of your merch needs. Now, with all that out of the way, you better buckle up, Buttercup, because it's time for the Xbox Drive.
Greater than X. Hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most horse-powerful podcast on the internet. I'm on a Discord called something or like that with my best friends in the whole dang world, Bowsah and Mitch. Hi, Bowsah. How you doing, my friend?
Good morning, my friend.
Oh, good morning to you. That was pretty good for 6 a.m.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
That's 8 a.m. here, so, but it's like I normally get up at 7 a.m. for work, so I work from home and literally just roll out of bed and get to work at 7:30, so this is normal.
But are you screaming about video games normally at this time?
I'm usually
It's
screaming
special.
about something, but
That's-
it might not be
yeah, I
video
guess
games,
so.
you know?
Oh, man. Speaking about screaming about stuff. Hi, Mitch.
Good morning, Sean.
Oh, dang. Oh, you don't
The
sound like that.
dichotomy,
Come on.
right? The dichotomy. I'm super duper awake compared to I'm barely alive. Funny
Fake it
enough,
till you
I
make
actually-
it, man. I was
Yeah, exactly.
hauling ass until about 5 seconds ago. But we both got energy drinks. We're here. We're recording the Xbox Drive. This is my fault. I was unavailable last night. I was at a work that you got 2 energy drinks in your hands. What?
Bro,
in the
today I
world?
need it. Today I need
Oh,
it. Dr. Pepper, a little too early for Dr. Pepper, unfortunately.
You're the
Actually,
one
it's
who,
not true.
You're the one who got
It's
me
never too
even
early.
thinking about drinking an energy drink instead of a coffee. Normally this would be coffee time, but they're in the fridge and they're cold and you just pop them open.
Yeah, they're delicious, right? No, I don't do coffee. I do energy drinks. So
Terrible.
me, I'm fine. Give me a moment. I'll be fine.
Goodness gracious.
No, I'll get up. Don't worry about it. We're good. This is early Mitch voice. It'll go away. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm not sick. I have that sickness called sleepiness.
Dude, everybody's sick. Fiona's sick. Fiona's not with us for right now. She's no longer with us.
She's no longer
Oh
with
my
us.
God. My daughter came home with that sniffle. I'm like, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh,
So
dude,
it
everybody's
begins.
sick in this house.
Right.
I've been
love it.
dodging it.
As soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm going to get some vaccinations done.
Hey.
Getting all the stabs. Got to get it in before Extra
Ooh.
Life.
They just sit there and just like a horror movie, just jab,
You
jab,
just keep
jab.
Well, it's no worse than getting a tattoo, right?
I would know.
guess.
You know?
I wouldn't know either.
I feel like they go a little deeper with the vaccinations than a tattoo.
Straight to your soul.
Right into the
Imagine that, just needle
just
going
muscle
that deep.
tattoos. It's the next
Yeah.
level of hardcore.
Yeah.
we're
It
gonna
bumps up
tattoo
under
your
the skin,
muscles.
so it looks like embossed on your
Yes.
skin. You know,
Nice.
thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, put a Photoshop effect on my body. Please.
Yeah,
Bevel
no,
and
thank you.
emboss my skin, please.
I'm good.
Oh, man.
Quick programming note. The
Oh.
Winter Gamer coming in with a resub. 28 months.
28 months. You guys are still doing the subs? We had should we do the thing?
Yeah.
Before no, lady, don't even come here yet. Don't come here yet. We did. I want to see if I want yeah, get out of here, housekeeping lady. We got a lovely comment last week on the YouTube channel. A new listener came in and said, "Hey, love the show. You guys are doing great. Maybe like start more with Xbox stuff." And I'm like, I don't know how to yeah, probably a good point because we yammer on about God knows what. And especially with the housekeeping stuff. But we're going to do what we want around here. We're going to do the housekeeping stuff. I didn't want to
lady.
surprise these guys. I saw the look in their eyes. They're like, what are we going to do here? I'm like, I won't surprise them.
ready.
We'll do the housekeeping stuff. We'll get this through because we're very grateful for everybody who watches and listens and supports the show, especially everybody over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. And I want to say a special thank you to TheDonRob for coming in at that gold member tier. And I also want to recognize that a Hydraulic Monkey, TJ, and John Couture joining in at that free member. That's just dipping your toes in, you know? Just come on, see what it's like. I promise you, the water's warm, Mitch. The water's nice and warm. The water is as warm as you want it to be, Mitch.
And then we grab you by the feet and drown you in with all the content. It's great.
Oh my God.
So much content. Yeah, let's overtake you.
We're aggressive, man. Well, look,
We're
everything.
the undertow of content.
the undertow. That's a
rip current.
Nice. Oh, the rip curl. Let's get some board shorts going on over here. Thanks everybody for supporting us at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. All your support helps us get to Extra Life. It's coming up. And by the way, speaking of Extra Life, we are now accepting donations. We're on the road to 10,000, Mitch, and I'm not sure if I'm growing a beard or shaving my head, but I'm going to do something crazy at $10,000. And I want to say thank you to Tony Baker for making a donation, for Hoppel for making a donation, and Marcus, Lindsay, and Miles O'Neill for you guys are our first 3 donors to our Extra Life efforts, which is incredible. We've got great prizes, so you guys should go on over to extra-life.org/participant/carpoolgaming and check out the prizes that right now, almost entirely provided by the community. Yarden's providing a prize, which I don't think we've even announced yet, but it's incredible. Awesome Dave is supplying a prize, which is incredible. I'm also, this one's really funny. We do this every year. You could become part of my Nintendo family, my Nintendo eShop, the NSO. I have a family plan, and every year I give a spot away. As part of
shot.
Yeah, man. And if they ever do it for Game Pass, if they ever have a Game Pass family plan, you know I'll be doing that as well. That is very
hilarious. Fun. I love that prize.
Yes.
The gift to Nintendo Switch Online by my family.
I actually should check to see who's about to get kicked off. I should let them know. Because it's a rotating
year's
spot.
up, buddy.
It's a 1-year lease, dude. and then you're out of there.
Better donate to Extra Life, buddy. Get another
if you
chance.
are on Patreon at that exclusive tier plus, you will be listening to Foolish Fuji from the PlayStation Drive. She's next up on our Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons podcast. That's where our hosts go for an AMA. You ask them anything. And also a brand new thing that we just launched. Speaking of Fulia comes up with this idea. We should do a podcast about indie video games. So she started a pilot this week. It's called the Mini Indie Van Podcast, available only on Patreon right now. So go check that out. I think that is the end of the housekeeping. I wanted to keep it tight and short in interest of those who are new. Welcome in if you're new. Thank you for joining us. We'll get to the video games immediately, Mitch.
I guess so, yeah. Don't upset the audience, but yeah. Oh, how is Extra Life not a command, by the way?
We'll get there. Calm down.
Jeez,
it probably just has to be activated. It might be donate. It might be. We might have to activate the donate button.
Just trying to be a good shill and just make sure I let everybody know how to donate.
Yeah, shill it out there.
Yeah.
Bowsah, what you been playing?
It is donate. Good job, Sean.
I've been playing a lot, I think. Wrapped up a couple games. I finished up that
I think.
The Legend of Zelda Eow.
Oh, that was kind of cute.
It's quite a yow. It's super early for a
that
loud one.
That was an animal noise. That was like a woodland creature.
I like to call it meow because there's like a million cats and I love it. So, I also, because the PlayStation Drive was talking about it recently, I finished up my 3rd playthrough of Death Stranding. I went back to like the original one because I have the platinum for the director's cut. So I went back to the original version. I'm trying to get the platinum there. So I finished my playthrough and now
Third playthrough?
Oh yeah.
There's other games.
There's
Just throw that out
Assassin's
there.
Creed games on Game Pass.
Are you gonna talk to me about playing other games?
Nope, I sure am not.
No,
Continue,
you're
Bowsah.
sure not.
Sure am not.
Get him.
Keep going,
Get
Bowsah.
him, Bowsah. Get him.
I've finished 38 games this year.
I finished maybe
up now.
3.
If I want to play Death Stranding every day, leave me
Yeah,
alone.
you sure can. I'm trying to think. I maybe finished 3. Maybe.
Yeah, see?
What are they? Do you, like off the top of your head? Do you know one of them?
Christ. When did...
Zelda.
No. I'm going to look.
Oh, Mitch.
I'm going to go look.
Mitch is-
I just got to go to my Twitch thing.
Nothing
I'll go
quite like
figure it out.
getting round in the corner in the last part of the year going like, I haven't done anything with my life.
I finished every battle pass at Apex
Yeah,
from the beginning of the
37
year.
Apex
I can
battle
tell you
passes.
that. Yeah, it's like how many Apex and Call of Duty battle passes have I finished?
I would
Numerous.
count that, man. I really would. Like that
Fortnite
takes a
battle
lot.
passes.
Yeah.
I've
Should
done a
start
bunch.
counting Fortnite ones. All right,
finish
but
those battle
games,
passes. That's nuts.
Thanks to Xbox Canada, I got a code for a charming little game called Farmer Survivors.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all in on the Survivor. Like, let's go. You know you got to play these. This one, I don't know, I'm throwing chainsaws and hose. Just throw your hose around. That's all you got to do.
Whoa! Bowser's got a hoe train on this game? Like, what's going on
look
here?
at this.
Throwing
There's a pumpkin
hose
guy
around.
attacking me. You got snowmen, all this stuff.
Oh, this is like Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Except for you throw
like-
hose.
Except I'm throwing my hose.
God, look at that. I didn't
Look at
know
the cute
that
little
about this
farmer
game.
hat.
I'm so glad we do this. I had no idea. Oh, okay, so it's.
I mean, who the hell
literally-
thought this was a game, though, right? Like, who in their mind goes, "This is absolutely a video game that
Well, you
exists"?
got a chainsaw up in there. You got pitchforks. You got all these, all your
Watering
farming
cans.
equipment circling
Yes,
around
all of
you,
it.
just like if you got to protect your farm. Oh.
Dude, there's a flamethrower. So this one's a little bit different. So Vampire Survivors is completely passive attacks, right? Like you don't press buttons to attack.
Okay.
This one you do. You have all of your passives, but if you look at the bottom of the screen there, you have some extra abilities. So the
they're mapped
flamethrower
to
one,
the abilities are mapped to buttons.
yeah, if you activate the flamethrower, it'll shoot out a line, and then if you move like up the screen, it'll leave a trail of fire for the enemies to walk through.
Hell yeah.
Rad.
Fire.
Yeah, so I
Great
like
band
to pick
name.
the flamethrower one.
Yeah, man. Trail of fire.
Trail of fire. We'll save
Sounds
that
like a
for a
Beavis
question
and Butthead
later.
moment.
But yeah, pretty neat. I think I have an achievement bugged out on it.
Wait,
though,
how
so
did they
I'm kinda
spell
sad.
enemies here? Hang on a second. I'm sorry. Fight waves
Yeah,
of
sorry.
enemies.
Enemies?
Hey, Chat GPT, somebody get in there and get the little come on, man, what are we doing?
Is that like a farming pun? Is that like a
No,
maybe
that is called
that's
uneducation.
a spelling error, right?
That is a spelling error.
Enemyes.
Maybe
It's
Premiere
a-
Pro doesn't include any word spell check. I don't
Maybe
know.
it's a second language kind of situation
Yes, that's
here.
what I was thinking.
Hold on,
Translation.
hold on. I'm Googling this.
Yeah, this looks like the most violent Stardew Valley moment
Yes,
ever. This looks
it sure is.
great. Oh, that's awesome, Bowser. That's a good
And-
good spotlight. I like it.
Bonus on that one, it has 2,000 gamer score up for grabs. And
Oh
it's
my
all
goodness
pretty straightforward to
gracious.
get, except the one that's, I guess, bugged for me. There's one for getting fruit from bushes, and I played a bunch of levels even after I had everything else, and it just won't pop, so. So much for that. Next up, another game from Xbox Canada, Cube Railway. Now, this looks quite similar to Island Cities that I talked about a few weeks ago, but it's not.
It does look very similar.
It looks very and that's what I thought it was going to be, but it's not. It's another type of puzzle game. You essentially have one block sitting on the top, and you've got to roll it around until it'll end up putting the train track in the right spot.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm not
That
gonna
looks like
lie,
Intelligent
this,
Cube.
Really broke my brain for a bit, so
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
I'd love us to play games like this that require much thought at 5 a.m. That'd be the best.
Yeah, we
We're
should
just
do
staring
that.
at us, you're like,
Extra
I'll
life,
have
man. We're
my
gonna do
my
it together.
Xbox. Yep, we can do it.
Yeah, you
really
know what?
cool.
This game, as I'm watching it, because you're rolling around this cube, yeah, like you said, and it's got one clearly marked part of the cube that is supposed to sit on top. That is the top
Yep.
part of the cube. Everything else is basically dirt, and as it kind of like falls into place, that part feels satisfying. But little known fact about me, I get very confused with just the sides of cubes. Example, wrapping presents. Like how many times, you have to like kind of count how many sides there are to like roll it across your wrapping paper. You know what I'm saying? There's always one less than I expect. It's always like, oh, I'm there. I'm back at the beginning. You know what I'm
should
saying?
have said sides and cubes
wrapping
just completely
triangles
destroy my
everywhere.
brain.
It is, because what is there? 6 sides? I don't know. Is there 6 sides
Oh
to a
my
cube?
God.
Is this common geometry knowledge that you guys all know? Okay, well, there you
I
go.
just love it.
Not my
Man, to save his family, if a cube showed up in front of Sean, it would be the worst day of his life.
Not a cube.
Not
Sean
a
has been
cube.
defeated by Cube.
I don't know what to do with this cube.
Good lord.
Oh man, I didn't have any like spatial awareness kind of stuff growing up. You know what I mean? We didn't have Lego. This shit was expensive.
Yeah, it still is. Can confirm.
Yeah, I was gonna say it ain't gotten cheaper, bro.
That's true. That's true. Oh, good one. Cube
Oh
Railway.
man,
Nice.
it's another cute one. Another
You had
game
your
from
eye on
Xbox
this one
Canada.
for a while.
Yeah, I had my eye on this. It's called Mellowbot, and you're a little robot, and you do things within the world by playing music. Let me tell you guys, it's hard. Like, if you leave it on the standard way, it wants you to just learn the 8 music buttons and figure out the patterns. I'm like, I cannot. I am not a musician. I don't, the buttons don't go in order. I don't know what's happening here. But you can turn on assist and it'll show you like which button corresponds to each note. So you're going around, there's like, I don't know, like drones and guardians around you got to defeat. But then there's still like this, I don't know, goo or miasma or something on the ground, and you got to go up to each plant and play a little tune to heal it. So it's just cute. Plus, you can just like walk around as your little robot and toot 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 toot.
Oh, okay.
Play the little music as you go.
Little mini game pops up.
Yeah. Yeah, and you
Are
can
the
get
songs
different
good?
rankings.
Should I listen to this? I don't know if I get us in trouble by listening to
Nah,
this.
I mean, they're pretty
Yeah.
basic, right?
Yeah.
But so far, cute little adventure. Nothing super crazy yet, but
Mellow
just fun
vibe.
times, you know?
It
little
looks kind
music.
of dark. Like, is it sad? It's like the beginning of Wall-E.
Yeah, it kind of has that vibe. Like, there's a human, I think, in your spaceship that's like, I don't know, not frozen there. That guy right there. He's
Okay,
in
and
a
kind of like a
pod,
back to
being
tank
kept
kind of thing.
alive. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh.
There's no other humans around, so that's kind of sad, but maybe it's kind of good.
Is it Mitch? What if it was Mitch, the
Mitch?
last human around, just kept alive in a back to tank, yelling at a robot? It was Mitch Power, 1116.
100%.
Please
Harvest
power
me
my
stuff.
dreams.
I was trying to avoid spoilers, but whatever. Thanks a lot,
It's
Sean.
Mitch.
Ooh, dang.
It's just me. Love it.
Yes, please. Man, I get why people would get the dream of making video games, because that is very alluring to me. Just like to come up with a premise and like, what if this happens? I wish I could just make that. The thing is, the process takes way too long for me to ever stick
I'd
around
lose
with
attention
that.
span before that.
Oh yeah, because I'd be onto another idea in 4.5 seconds. Like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I wish I could. Oh, I don't even want to say it. Like, I wish I could just like AI that to life. You know?
Oh, no.
Oh, you're getting canceled tomorrow, buddy.
Oh man,
If you just quit the show, good job.
yeah.
only for my own enjoyment. I'd still want to play real games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Don't be mad at me, chat. Golly.
Okay.
I'm not
I
mad.
played
Stop
another
being
game
mad,
too.
Sean.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, you played all the games.
She's making up for all the games I didn't play. Let her go.
That's
Let her
right.
cook.
Yep, you're welcome, Mitch. So I've been talking about this one on the show recently, and it just released this week, and that is Kill Knight.
Yeah.
Twin stick shooter, hordes of enemies coming at you, very dark
Yeah.
vibes, just
Blood.
blood, guts, and gore everywhere. I don't know. I'm a little surprised. It seems to be more like leaderboard chasing than just
Oh.
progression. So I don't know how I feel about that. I did have to turn the difficulty down a little bit because you have like a lot of different things you can do. So you have
Yeah.
a gun. And what's interesting, Gears fans will like, there is like an active reload.
Nice.
Oh,
So if
nice.
you hit the active reload window, you get like your gun powers up for a little bit. So that's pretty neat, but you can also get in there and just slash people, but it's kind of wild. So I need more time with it for sure.
This trailer is a little much for me. I
It's
didn't
a
get
lot
like more
going
than
on right
2
now.
seconds of like gameplay. I kind of just want that. I just want to see you playing it, actually. This game looks great though. I'm definitely interested in Kill Knight. It just came out this week, did it?
Yep.
Yeah, Kill Knight looks really good. I feel like kind of flying under the radar as well. I'm not sure
trying to
anybody's
shout
talking
it out.
about it. Yeah, we got it here. We got all the indie games. You're playing the indie games. I love
I'm
that.
out here doing it, man.
That's great.
She's doing the damn thing.
Kill Knight. All right.
And
You
then
play that
last up-
Starfield?
Last night I started.
Did you?
Restarted the game.
Just start from scratch.
you know what?
Oh, man.
So when it first came out, I played like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Like I got pretty far in the story.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mm-hmm.
And then I think when they released maps, I went back and started a new save.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of abandoned that. I thought, well, I'll wait till the DLC comes out. And then last night I opened up my longer playthrough, my 20-hour plus save, and I was like, I have no idea what I was doing or why.
Yeah, totally. It was a year ago.
All right, start over. So
yeah,
it'll be a while
until you hit the DLC kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I need to finish the actual game too.
Right.
Like, I got pretty far. I was getting close to the end, and I decided to stop, and I wanted to do like all of the side missions.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't happen.
I get so distracted by side missions, man. I
There's
forget that I'm
like,
supposed to be
each of
progressing the story.
The factions, like,
yeah,
there's quite a bit for each of those, so there's a lot there. If you
They're
want
the best parts of the games.
Usually.
Do we know if it's like you have to have so much of the game beat or the main story beat to continue the DLC or do the DLC? Or is there any knowledge of that?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know that. We were talking about that last week, and I haven't really checked into it. I have to admit, I got a little sideswiped by the reviews, and it's one of those situations, Bowsah. I can't wait for you'll probably reach it before I do. I need someone in our orbit to be playing this game because I don't know what to think about what people say about. I know, like I want Bowsah to play. Mitch is pointing at Bowsah right now. The reviews are bonkers on this, and I don't know what to make of it exactly. They just seem kind of they seem harsh, but maybe it's bad. I don't know. I have no idea. But I've kind of gotten a little jaded with the review process when it comes to like Xbox games and stuff. In terms of
if it was on PlayStation 5, we'd all be happy.
Well, that's what I wonder, and
I
I don't want to jump to that because it might genuinely be bad. Like that, I don't want to because I didn't play it. I have no idea. It just seems like Xbox is in a tough spot right now, and I don't know.
Did it right? Friend of the show, Kevin Ainsworth.
Kevin Ainsworth, yeah. What was he saying in Discord?
I don't think it was good.
Oh, damn.
So it might
but he
not
likes
be
Alan
good.
Wake too. So I'm just kidding, Kevin. I love you, buddy.
Oh
Damn.
man.
I'm just kidding.
let them know.
Look, a lot of people like that. That game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
Nice.
see.
Are you gonna stick with it
says,
then?
Bethesda recommends reaching level 35 before starting Shattered Space.
Okay. So there is kind of like a don't turn on the game for the first time ever and jump straight to this area type of deal, because that sounds bad.
Yeah, it looks like you can start it at any time after the first mission, but they recommend level 35, so
Right.
I'm going to wait a while on that.
Just like technically you could beat any Elden Ring boss right off the rip, but you probably shouldn't. Yeah.
I'm not that pro of a gamer.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll fix it in a year.
Should I wait another year? Goodness
Well, that's
gracious.
Real talk, might not be a bad strat.
I don't know. It sounds like maybe this is just not a good story or something, so I don't think they're going to change that.
Yeah.
How wild would that be if a game came out in the story layer? They're like, guys, we finally finished writing it. Let us patch it. Like, wait, what?
God, we could be there sooner than we think if we're not already there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know Sean's favorite site, Metacritic, loves, he loves it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate review numbers like a lot of people hate them.
Average score of 57.
Yeah, pretty rough.
It's only 10 people. The user score is like the one that's a little, that one you can't trust, if I have to be 100% honest. User score is just a joke, because that's also full of just...
Was it like 0?
It's the same, but at the same time, I could go on there and give it a 1 and say Crash Bandicoot on PS1 is better, and it would make sense with every other review, right?
Dude, that's such a shame, because in this moment, it seems like a lot of people are wondering about review scores, and that's really always been the case. Like, people arguing with formal reviewers from media sites, and it's like, wouldn't it be great if the user score actually meant something? I feel like in a lot of cases, like Rotten Tomatoes, sometimes you can go like, oh yeah, the audience score is representative of something, but it's nonsense in video games.
In video games, just because of the fanboyism, it is absolutely a joke. You cannot do it.
It's
Rotten Tomatoes, I actually trust the audience score entirely more, way more than the critic score, in my opinion. Because those are people that love that franchise and have enough, they love it so much that they want to go online and share their experience, good or bad. Video game ones are just troll sites, right? It's just go on there and troll.
Steam, I trust user scores until you hear about some sort of like
Yeah,
don't they have to
especially
buy
for
it?
indie games.
Yeah, you have to buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's also
it.
another thing too. You have to like have some sort of investment in it. Whereas I could go on here and trash anything for free on Metacritic. You know what I mean? And like that's the hard part. There's some other games.
I kind of wish Xbox would push the like ask you to give a game a quick 5 stars or something like that. Like there's no, I don't know how it gets done on. I guess it doesn't do that on Steam either. Like just. It's interesting that it's so ingrained in that ecosystem on Steam. And I know there are reviews on Xbox. It just they never really like pop up. It just maybe it's the placement of it. I guess there's it does you don't really take them seriously. It's really amazing the difference. Yeah.
I will say Kill Knight though has only 4 reviews. So take that as you will. It
on
has
Xbox or Steam?
On Metacritic. Literally.
Oh, on Metacritic.
4 user 4 critical reviews. It has a 91.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
And then other things.
It'll probably
have
jump
really
up
higher
in
scores.
popularity. I saw Pirate Software was playing it, so now it'll take off, I'm sure.
I hope so. Thank you, Thor. Appreciate you.
Thor's doing good work there.
One thing that I didn't think we were going to talk about, because also I haven't really looked into it. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred has an 85 critical review.
Good.
A lot of people are saying that's some good stuff right there. So that's good to hear.
You just found your way into not what I have been playing, but what I will be playing, Mitch.
Actually, what I was going to mention is I actually guessed that I did beat 3 games, and I did beat 3 games all year.
Was Diablo one of them?
Hogwarts.
No, Diablo wasn't one of them. So I just went through my Twitch 2024 and like what games do I play? Because that's when I started beating games. The 3 games that I beat, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep. See,
Because I put that game off for like a year.
I haven't beat it. I haven't beat Breath of the Wild.
It's cool. Don't worry about it. Here's what I'll say. The ending of Tears of the Kingdom was great. I did enjoy that. Everything before that, ugh. Anyways, I got that beat. Hellblade 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice.
We beat that.
Yeah.
We beat that. But actually, my favorite game that I beat last year, or this year, I should say, Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep.
That game is
more than Hellblade.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hellblade. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to talk crap about Hellblade because it wasn't a bad game. No. It wasn't a bad game.
Here we go, Mitch.
If only it was like longer. No.
If only it was an actual game.
If only it wasn't just quick time events that you sort of have some gameplay in.
I love that game. Check out my review. Leave nice comments.
Hellblade 2 was good, and I'm not crapping on it. Just as far as a game goes, like Hogwarts is insanely big, but also not like empty. It has so much to do. It's like there's a lot you can do, and there was a lot I still didn't do in that game, and it's a good game, and I won't crap on Hogwarts, honestly. I don't think anybody can either. Like, it's a great game. So yeah, I would say out of those 3, I would actually say I had the most fun with Hogwarts.
Nice.
Hellblade was fun. I'm not slamming or anything. Oh, actually, you know what? Strike that. I beat both Hellblades this year. So I actually beat 4 games.
Yeah, you did.
I beat both Hellblades this year. I went back to back on that. So
one full experience.
Yep, exactly. And then I did 300 hours of streaming Apex Legends, but we won't get into that. You know what I mean? Like,
we definitely won't mention it on the podcast.
Not at all.
Cool. Well, Starfield is still in a state. It has me wondering. HVAC Sparky is in the chat recommending No Man's Sky instead. Which,
damn.
I mean, they're not the same game.
That up.
They're
I fired
space
that up
games.
a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh yeah, this is just, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not what I want.
It's a life commitment game.
Yeah.
You just have to be playing it a lot. Yep. But it still has my attention. They added fishing. I think this is one of those things, like, life is only... we only got one life, man. We only got so much time on this planet. I feel like I gotta get to this game because I want to get to it. This will be a regret if I never get to No Man's Sky. It looks like it's such a Sean game, but it's forever, which is not me. Yeah. Like, that's not my style of game. Like, I don't play games forever and ever and ever. So, but it looks intriguing. Damn it.
There's got to be, like, some objective that you can set as your goal. Like, once I get here, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, because Stardew Valley, it goes on forever. But is your goal, like, I want to complete the museum, or I want to make it through 2 years?
Totally.
Whatever it may be. Set that goal so it's not forever. then you feel better.
Thank you for putting that out there. Yeah, I don't know if anybody out there has played No Man's Sky in that and Stardew Valley. If there's some sort of equivalent there, Yarden in the chat says No Man's Sky is Sean's retirement game. We'll play that forever. You're right about that. You're right. Hopefully we're all still here. Hopefully the planet survives.
By that time, that game will have even more stuff that Sean will be like, I can't get to.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll be exploring space in reality, not virtual reality. Yeah, maybe I'll be up there going to Mars and stuff, planting potatoes and fertilizing it with my poop, like on The Martian. Mitch, you remember that?
I do. I do remember that.
Science the crap out of it.
Yarden in the chat says, yeah, Steam reviews are usually trustworthy. Don't look at Shatterspace on there. Yeah, don't look at Shatterspace on there.
What is it? What is it?
Mostly negative.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's such a shame.
I don't know, again, if this is just... Steam reviews are pretty good for the most part, but it's like, this dude's all caps lock review. I can't trust. I'm sorry.
That's true. Yeah, it's just automatic.
Yeah. Where's the content, Todd? Yeah, dude.
Is that what it says?
Swear to God. Here's your review. Where's the content, Todd? For $30, I expect content. Put the content in the bag, Todd Howard.
Okay,
this is a $10 max story DLC with a handcrafted planet. At the very least, a new ship set parts, hardly any new weapons or armor sets, no new in-depth companions. Tell me,
man.
Yeah, dude. Get a life. All right. Anyways, go on.
Give these people a podcast. And it's funny because
they don't need one. I can just do their voice for them. It's fine. We're good.
Gamer voice. I paid extra for the DLC packs and for early access and stuff. I actually have every right to just be really upset with Starfield right now, but I haven't really given it the time of day since they said they were going to start fixing it and putting in maps and all this other stuff. I'm like, I'm good. So I don't know if that's a them thing or a me thing, because I kind of abandoned it. I abandoned Starfield ship.
I'd argue it's a them thing.
Yeah,
we can't do this anymore. We got to stop.
I agree.
I stopped buying DLC early for that reason. The one that burned me bad was Far Cry 5.
Well, the way I wanted to play it early, and we didn't get a review for it. It was the early access that got me. So I got that much anyways. And I guess maybe that's why I'm not so upset with it. I feel like I got what I wanted, and because
even the periodic table on your streams, you were an astronaut. We had fun. I had a good time. You got your money's worth.
I agree. If I only because I actually don't own Starfield. I played the Game Pass version. Same. I got early access to it through that DLC, and I don't hate that model. I know that's maybe
I know Bowsah hates it.
I know Bowsah hates it. Yeah,
but I bought it.
Yeah,
she's like, I did it anyways.
I hate it with my money that I spent on it.
I hate myself. It's fine.
Oh no!
I took my credit card, just threw it at my monitor.
Oh man, yeah, it is. Well, if the game works in early access, then I feel like it's okay. And you're just like,
hey, it didn't erase our
saves. It doesn't make you
saves.
delete your save.
Yeah, exactly. Man. That's where the bar is.
That's where we're at now. Don't work progress.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to share this with you, but I found out apparently. The reason why Ubisoft, I think, is freaking out about Assassin's Creed, Star Wars Outlaws only sold 1 million copies.
No way.
Yeah.
Where did we hear that?
It was on one of the major publications. I saw it literally. It said Star Wars Outlaws only sold 1 million copies.
How do you not accidentally sell 5 million Star Wars games copies? It just says Star Wars on it.
Maybe I should play it. I have Ubisoft Plus right now, so maybe I should.
This is directly from MSN.com. Disaster Star Wars Outlaws has only sold 1 million copies worldwide. It's claimed.
Oh my goodness! Put it on Game Pass.
I think you're about. I think that's something you're about to do probably here. Yeah,
I don't know how that helps.
This is. Yeah, from Forbes, New York claims
Star Wars
Outlaws sold worse than you think.
Make it free.
I know how to solve the problem. Look how dumb I am.
Charge per bullet you shoot.
50% off, like you always do, Ubisoft.
That's the
problem. You have a subscription model on your own, so you have that, so you lose sales there, and every game is super on sale within 6 months.
Sean's right, though. How the hell is Star Wars in the title and you not just sell 5 million copies on accident?
Right.
By accident.
How do 5 million Star Wars fans not trip over their Xbox controller and hit purchase, right? Yep. How does that not happen? But I think that scared the hell out of Ubisoft. They were like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Whoops.
How does that happen? It's Star Wars.
You're right, it's Star Wars.
And if you look at the back of the box, the screenshots are real nice. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, how do people make gaming decisions?
Those still pictures without like any sort of video are great.
Pick up the game box and look at the back, and then decide if you want to buy it or not. Man, those were the days. You know what I mean? You walk through the aisles.
I don't like the days like that. No.
You really?
Yeah, and even when it was
because it was misguided, like, you didn't really know.
Right, you have no idea what you were getting. Like, you go to the video rental store on Friday after school, and you're like, I'm gonna rent a game for the whole weekend, and then you get a total turd, and you're stuck with it the whole weekend.
A turd. Oh my gosh. Can I tell you that the reason I'm nostalgic for this though is probably the last time that I ever did that was one of the greatest games ever made, and I didn't really know anything about it because this was just on the cusp before I really started to get back into video games, kind of like just after college for me. And that video game was none other than Gears of War. I was walking through Best Buy here, it was Future Shop here in Canada, walking through, and I remember thinking like, I feel like I've heard something about this game. I think maybe it's good. I flip it over like, that looks pretty great. Those screenshots look awesome. And I bought it. And it was just like my eyes melted out of my face playing that game. It was, that's why I look back on those days very fondly, because the last time it happened was, one of my favorite games. And Cliffy B, you know what I mean? Oh man, Gears of War. Can we play Gears? Can we play Gears at Extra Life?
Yes.
Oh, you guys gotta get a doc for all that, right? Like I don't know how many times not alone on this podcast have you guys said we need to play that at Extra Life.
I know.
God knows all the other.
It never happens though. That's the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna play Mario Kart for like 16 hours.
Yeah.
What's funny is you mentioned back of the box. I have Elden Ring right here.
There you go. Why do you have that? And I'm looking at
the back of the box. It looks pretty cool. Like,
right?
I can't lie. Like it looks pretty cool. The only thing that sucks now is on the back of the box.
Just hold it in your hands.
hold on.
Mitch's hands look like on Final Fantasy VII.
It's hard to tell. About a tenth of this is like labels of who made the game.
Legalese.
Half of it is just words of like terms of service and how many people can play the game. And then the top like 40% is items about the game. That kind of sucks. I don't need a terms of service on the back of this thing, but dude, listen to this nonsense. For use on the Xbox One or Xbox Series X consoles with optical drive, game disc inside. Like, no shit, right?
Well, it's not always the case. Like, they need that.
You know what? You got me there. You must accept Microsoft service agreement. Like, why the hell do I need all this on the back of this game? Why can't I just look at this game and see more pictures of cool demons in this game? No,
because we're not actually buying the games. We're buying the licenses. So
that's true.
I don't know. I don't even want to. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
That's
Sean, did you play any video games this week?
I played a couple of video games this week. Yeah, we're still in this segment, guys. We're here. I played a game on PC. It's called #Drive Rally. It's a very stylized looking, almost arcadey, but still very good driving physics kind of rally racing game. You guys know I love racing games. I was very intrigued by this one. Very wonderful art style to this, actually. Good tracks, good sense of speed, good feeling of the cars and everything like that. Felt pretty good. I like the design of the cars. These are nonsensical, like not real models. You're not going to find your Toyotas or Lamborghinis or anything crazy like that. No Mitsubishis here, Mitch. No Lancers up in here. See, that's the second Gears of War reference in 5 minutes.
Go. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I had a pretty good time with it. I didn't understand like the championships, kind of the model of it until I played it for, I don't know what it was on stream, maybe an hour or so. What you do is you're presented with a selection of cars, and it's got this person standing right next to it. I thought that person was the driver. It's not. The mechanic or the gimmick, I guess, here is you are selecting your car, and then your like navigator, the person who's telling you there's a turn coming up, and it's a square left or a square or whatever it is. So I didn't know that was happening. So I was racing with this pink car. I had this lady who I thought I was playing as the lady driver, and it turns out the whole time it was this like very almost like influencer kind of attitude. She was the one screaming out the left turn coming up, the right turn. She was navigating me. I just thought that was the game. So I spent like the first hour with this one. I happened to land on this, and I'm like, you guys, I don't know about this
she was
voice. She was awful. She's like,
she was such a troll too. She's like, well, you didn't do that right, did you?
Yeah, she was
really
kind of
sassy,
kind of judgy. Yeah. So this is the thing, though. It wasn't until like the end of my time with it where I realized if I change my car, I get a different person yelling at me, and that matters a lot actually, because you get some of the characters. One of them sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, like some of them have like are really kind of fun. But it's linked to, at least in the championship mode, it was connected to like where you race. So I would have rather see it kind of like switch up a little bit. I would rather have like my navigator like talk me through like a desert match or a forest level versus always being in the mountains. So once you're on that track, so to speak, like once you're racing in the mountains, you're there the whole time. So I got kind of bored with that, to be honest with you. I kind of wanted to see a little bit more variability that the game would just present to me. It's one of my favorite things actually about Forza Horizon 5 was like, it was always encouraging you, especially in those early moments, like here's a different track, here's a different race style, completely different car. And I guess that's just ADD for me, like ADHD, just, oh yeah, something new. But like, other than that, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff to explore. It's still in early access. It's on, I played it on Steam. I actually have no idea if it's coming to Xbox at some point. I probably could have looked that up for our Xbox podcast. But it's sort of our unofficial PC podcast here on the Xbox Drive. So
there you go.
Shout out. Hashtag Drive Rally. Thank you to the publisher who sent a code for that one. I'm almost done. It will probably be on my list of best games of the year. Bowsah, you know what I'm about to talk about. Do you have any idea what I'm about to talk about here?
Oh, you were talking about Iron Meat.
Iron Meat. Yes, Mitch. Have you seen this? This is like, it's like,
I'm seeing it now.
Dude, Iron Meat. Oh man, is this the shortest trailer ever? No, it's still going. Okay.
I was gonna say, this looks like the most dude bro thing ever. It's like, yeah, shootings, blood, guts.
Space Army Marine with all the shotguns and rail guns and machine guns in the world. You just kind of go through, try to survive to the end. You always fight a big bad boss at the end. Dude, as much as I've been talking about the explosions and the meat and everything that's over the top with this thing, I'd love to play a 2-player, by the way. The level design and the enemy design, the gun feel, like there's actually like really good mechanics here. This is kind of why I like it. And I think the bosses at the end are always, again, over the top, satisfying, challenging, but not impossible. You know, like there's a lot of times where I have to play it over and over, but I like that, you know, because the game's gonna be over before I know it. I'm on like the second last mission. And so I do think I'm gonna be going back to clean up some achievements on here. I'm being reminded as we're watching the trailer here. At the end of the level, it says level clear, and there is an achievement for blasting. You can shoot the letters in level clear, and there's an achievement for shooting all the letters in this thing. And it's like, nice. I tell you that because I think that lets you know what kind of game this is. It's so self-aware, right? And I really love it. It's a bit of a joke, I think, when games like this come out and it's like Sean game. We were talking, or I think Yon32 is in the chat talking about Kill Knight being an all caps genre game. Yeah. That's what this. I'm coining this term, an all caps game. That's what this is, when it's just over the top action. It's always got this great metal soundtrack. Yeah, there's like a robot skeleton coming up out of the ground as a boss, dude. Oh,
were there people floating that you were using as platforms to shoot something? Is that what I just saw?
Yep.
That's what it looked like.
That's a boss battle up in here. Oh, it's so.
Oh my god,
it's so hilarious. Good. It feels great. If you played Contra, you know exactly how it controls. You can shoot in kind of all directions. Hold down the right trigger button to hold still, and then you can still aim in all directions. It's really cool, man. What are you guys giggling about over there? Just the trailer.
I'm looking at this trailer, and there's like a platform you're standing on to shoot this guy is a human being, right? And then this laser comes out and just destroys it so badly. Holy crap.
Here I am talking about, oh man, I should probably get back to like Starfield or any of these other games, but I fire up my Xbox, and where's my heart? It's Iron Meat.
I would much rather you play Iron Meat and speak like this than be like, hey,
right?
I played Starfield.
I played Starfield.
I'm
making me happy.
Eeyore Sean played a game that I feel I should like, but I'm not, and I'm here to talk about it on the Xbox Drive.
I like good video games, man.
Oh, look at the characters you can select. Like as you play it, you unlock different skins, and you can be all these silly little characters. They all look like something else. You can play as like this Master Chief looking little guy. There's all this kind of crazy stuff. It's really good. Iron Meat, man, I love it.
Sean, fact checking for your news. Drive Rally announced for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Thank you.
So the only thing it just says is it will launch in 2024 on PC with consoles to follow.
Yeah,
that's about as much info as you'll get out.
Yeah, it feels like a good racing game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just wish I didn't start with that lady yelling at me, and I just didn't realize that was like the gimmick of the game was you get to drive around with all these different characters. So
are there any attributes like this chick like does a certain thing better or navigates better than a certain thing? Is there any sort of, or is it just all personal preference of who you want yelling at you?
Yeah, one, it's tied to the track type too. So for her, we were up in the mountains in the snow. So I was playing snow tracks the whole time.
You couldn't get rid of her and stay in the snow?
From what I could see on championships, maybe there might be like quick races. So I gotta go back and check there. So it's like, it's one of those things. I don't know. I gotta find a good way to articulate this because it actually applies to this next game. There's something that happens sometimes. Sometimes, don't get angry with me, you guys. This is sometimes this happens, not all the time. Sometimes you play an indie game and they just haven't got the polish down. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can fire it up, and if I didn't know it was an indie game, sometimes you can tell just like whether it's like the UI or some sort of navigation or something in the feel. You're like, it hasn't gone that extra critical 1.5% to like kind of let me know that that's how this game was going to work. Like I kind of jumped in with Drive Rally it's like a book. And every time you finish a match or a race, it'll turn the page over, and then you go into the next track. And that was kind of it. I didn't really understand like how it was going to go. And the other game that I'm kind of referring to here that I probably should go back to, this is one that the trailer shows really well. The game is called Dark Light. And this was one that has an incredible style to it. It's very dark. Really cool lighting effects, side-scrolling, 2D side-scrolling action game with really cool lighting effects here, which I guess is part of the name. Really cool looking dark light.
It's like it's
dark.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it is.
Like,
you're playing in the dark and you got a little robot following you around.
Is this a Canadian game?
Kind of, I know, right? No, we'd be much more descriptive. We'd have more worlds. We'd have more words in it, Mitch. Mitch is dying over there.
I can't do it. You straight up said the name of the game is Dark Light. It's dark and it has these cool lights. Like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
What else do you want? Yeah, maybe that's what jumped out to me.
You're right, and it's got Buster Swords. Apparently, that's cool.
I'll tell you this much: Googling it was tricky to get the trailer here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh god.
I like when games like the 2D side scroller and you have like your foreground and that's moving at the speed your character is, but the background way off in the distance is like moving slower because it's farther away. This seems to like get it right. It's looking really good here in the trailer.
Trailer looks really good. I might need to play this. So this game looks maybe like it plays a lot like Iron Meat, this side-scrolling action, like kind of combination of melee. It's a lot more deliberate, if I can say that. Like it's the action is a little, like I guess, slower, and you have the combination of like ranged attack versus a melee attack, and kind of going back and forth between those two is a little trickier than I was thinking. This one kind of got me on the difficulty scale, but I never got to a point where it's showing in the trailer here where like things are kind of getting intense. It's really just, I felt like kind of bogged down. I would sit there and I would talk. There's a lot of story here. I just need to be in a better mood for it, I think, because there's a lot of lore here. There's like skill trees. There's a lot of weapons to kind of go through as the trailer's kind of walking me through this as well. But it's a lot to digest, and I saw it thinking it was going to be more of like an arcadey style game, but it's heavier than that. It's got more weight to it. There's conversations with characters. There's something horrible is happening in this world, and so you kind of have to be in the mood for that. And I wasn't, so I played Iron Meat instead. And I don't think that's fair to Dark Light as much as it is just where I'm at, and I just want to play an arcade game. Dark Light is not that, but it's still cool. And a lot of people, Seth in the chat, there's a lot of darkness, but also a lot of light.
So much light. It's crazy.
Yeah, they nailed it. Good name. Good name. So I want to get back to it, but I'm not sure if I will, because Iron Meat and Starfield and all these other games. But that is what I've been playing, you guys.
Two side notes to what you just said. One, you said some indie games, they just need a little bit of extra polish. Just to be clear, that also applies to AAA games these days. And two, I appreciate 2D games like that also almost take advantage of how graphically capable the consoles are with like how insane the background, like Bowsah was talking about, the background could be, but how crazy the particle effects could be with how this and this. Like Ori is another one that comes to mind where like there's so much going on in the background that you see and like all these effects that are happening. I just love when like side-scrolling games, it's cool to have like your, like the previous one you just showed where it's like super nostalgic and it has that 16-bit, but then there's like all this stuff going on in the background and stuff. And like, I appreciate these 2D games that definitely take advantage of the hardware and go nuts with like all the effects you can do in the background and the foreground.
I'm glad you said that, Mitch, because the trailer is kind of doing some selling here. I don't want to take anything like too much away from the game. I don't want to make it sound like the game actually in real life looks like garbage, because it doesn't. But I think something happens when I'm playing the game. It doesn't quite look like this. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe this is a PC version. I'm playing an Xbox, and maybe there's a difference there. I'm not sure. But like, there's something about the animation, and it seems like it's more of a stylized thing than a performance thing. But it's like it skips. It's almost that Spider-Verse kind of thing.
Oh, really?
It's almost like that, but not intentional enough. And what was that other one that kind of did that? There's another Metroidvania that kind of did that as well. Was it Kenzao Tao? I don't know. There was another one that was almost.
God bless you.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I'm saying, Bowsah?
Yeah, I do. I
remember the developers talking about how that's a risky move to not do the fullest, most smooth animation. And so there's something going on here in this game that, like, I don't know if it's stylized. I don't know if I like it, if it is stylized. Yeah, Seth in the Chest is Tales of Kenzaro Zhao.
Yeah.
Was that the one that was kind of, that stop motion almost?
Might be.
Anyway.
So you're saying like, do you think it's a frame rate thing? Or like honestly,
that's what I mean. Like, it almost appears as a frame rate thing, but the game is so stylized. I think it's a choice. And so I just don't know if that really connected with me.
Right.
So again, I'm more intrigued by it more than anything. And like, because I'm confused by it. This is the thing, I think, when we talk about games that can get a little bit tricky, right? Iron Meat, I love Iron Meat. And I could talk to you guys for 5 minutes without taking a breath on that game, just to tell you all the things that I love about it. Dark Light is the game that I'm not here to tell you it's a bad game. Like, not even at all. Because that would also be easier to do. Just to list off all these things that I hate about the game and all the things that it got wrong and this and this and this. This one is kind of in that middle ground. That doesn't necessarily mean the number would lie somewhere in the middle. I just don't know, right? And it's a little trickier, I think. And I wonder how often, I'll just wonder out loud here, I wonder how often that happens with reviews now, where you just don't know what to make of it. And so, but at the end of the day, you're obliged to give it a score, you're obliged to review it, and sometimes we just don't know what to make of the game. Sometimes they just kind of catch us in a way, that doesn't like fit in a box that we've kind of got already. And Darklight is a great example of this, where I was, like I said, I was expecting an arcade game, got this, and I'm kind of just describing my experience with it to you guys more than anything, more than saying like a verdict on the game. But I think it looks really cool, and a lot of people have been taking notice of it, so I wanted to check it out. If anybody out there is playing, I'd love to know what you guys think about it. But man, Darklight it's a big, huge question mark for me right now.
Did you stream the game?
No, I should.
Okay.
I should stream this game.
The only reason why I'm asking is because obviously, like when we play a YouTube video on here, it's not as clear as as watching it yourself on your own monitor and stuff like that. Because I'm watching the actual video here, and it looks like the actual frame rate and how the animations look awesome. They look so good, and you're right. It makes me think like. There's some Spider-Verse stuff I just saw with the worm jumping out behind you. There was kind of like some stuttering-ish stuff, but like the animation of like the combat itself looks awesome. It looks really cool. This game,
it just seems like there's almost like a time skipping thing, which again might be the sci-fi part of it. You know what I mean?
Did this game come out 2 years ago?
It just came out on Xbox, but yeah, this game's been out elsewhere.
Apparently, so on Steam, this says September 29, 2022, but it has major update 1.1. So maybe with that major update, they did the, Xbox and all the other versions.
It might have been early access on Steam.
Probably.
Yeah, it just launched on Xbox. I should say also thank you to ID at Xbox for both Iron Meat and Dark Light from Xbox Canada.
This game looks, I'm watching the actual trailer. This game looks awesome, dude. Like, it was great. But you're right. Like I said, I mean, is it like just not optimized for Xbox? Is it better optimized for PC? Who knows?
It seems like a stylized thing. It seems like it seems like a choice because there's a lot of weight in the world. There's a lot of like backstabbing, and there's a lot of lore to discover here. So you'll have like these action sequences, and then it'll hit you with like 4 people who have paragraphs of stuff to talk to you about. So I think I just need to like kind of dive into that a little bit. But that's really the way that it presents the story as far as I can see so far. Instead of, again, maybe this is an indie thing. Like there wasn't any center, like this is the world that you experience is through the words. And maybe that's the juxtaposition there is I would expect that in like a Wasteland 3 kind of thing, like an In Exile game, top down, turn-based RPG. And you're like, okay, I'm going to be having conversations with these folks. In this game, it looks like an action game. And then it halts you to tell you to dump the lore on you, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't know if I was, like I said, I was in the mood for Iron
Pacing of the
Meat.
game's kind of different than like, because you're used to like the fast movement, the like all the counters, all you got to do, all the different actions you got to do, and then it's like a hard stop of like story.
Kind of, yeah. And I don't know if I like the protagonist yet. Like I don't know. It's funny because I don't know what. I guess I just don't know what's going on, and so it's like here's a bunch of lore. I'm like, do I care yet? Like it's amazing how that kind of like the order of operations here, how that matters. And it's like, here's a bunch of stuff that you should care about. I'm like, I don't know if I do yet. I like the look of this world, but here's this guy who wants to tell me all this stuff. And I don't know. So I want to, the more I talk about it, I'm more like intrigued by this game that I actually played, dude. So I don't want to, like I said, I'm just kind of exploring it live with you guys, if that's all right.
That's totally fine. By the way, you're right. Do not look up Dark Light as a video game. On Steam alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different games that are called Dark Light.
Yeah.
Literally the exact same title. And then there's a game called Dark and Light.
Mm-hmm. Who made this game? I wanna give them a shout out too. Dark Light game.
Like
it has like a
Mirari,
like an Eastern Europe kind of feel to it, if that makes sense.
The only game, by the way, this is the only game they've ever made.
Yeah, Mirai and Co. Yeah.
Yeah, Mirari and Co. Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, it's the only game they've ever done. So good for them.
Where are they from? Award-winning motion design studio based in Sydney. Is that?
Yeah, I was just about to say Sydney.
Interesting.
We develop and publish our own games and discover captivating titles from all around the world. Good for you.
Huh. Okay. If
From over there in Australia. I'm sure Fulia knows the whole staff.
Yeah, maybe.
Because in Australia, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, because Australia's
like
such a
this big,
small
right?
place, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, she's more tapped into the indie market and especially in Australia.
And also, that's like a double whammy. Yeah, exactly, Fulia. See, she goes, oh yeah, totally. See, I know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there she
I know.
is.
Perfect.
Oh man.
Also,
Okay,
Seth in chat says they described it as a Souls-like Metroidvania, which I was about to ask if it was Souls-like, because like it sounds like one with difficulty and two being like very methodical about like how you handle each enemy.
Yeah.
That very much reminds me of like Dark Souls / Elden Ring.
Oh man, that's a
but yeah, it
whole
says
other...
they describe it as Souls-like Metroidvania, so deliberate makes sense.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You need campfires.
Are there ruins in the game that you have to collect when you die? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like
God,
I said, I'm kind of more intrigued by it now that I talked about it for 20 minutes. That's the most I talked about a game I'm not so sure about ever.
It's like, after talking about it, I actually want to play it more. Weird.
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, well, at 59 minutes into the show, I will place the ad for the free feeds here. And you
right here.
Yeah, I'll just talk about it. And patrons can know that you don't have to listen to it.
Funny
fly
thing,
right on through.
I didn't even play anything. That was
we just skipped Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch is
skipped me entirely because I played the same thing. I played Apex over the weekend and I played Lockdown Protocol with my friends. And guess what? That game is still awesome and still fun.
Super fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I feel like we could have like slipped into the next segment. And people wouldn't even have realized that you didn't talk about games that you played or didn't play.
No.
Yep. All right.
Man.
I'm going to call an audible and we're going to skip around a little bit. We're going to jump into the carpool. Shy Guy writes in, Iron Meat, what a game name.
Oh.
Do y'all have any ideas for similarly great 2-word game names?
Yes. Well, first
right,
of all,
Sean, give it to
that's
me.
a great question. The thing that I instantly thought of when this question came in, and this might be a pattern, I should probably see if there's other games that I truly love. Like Gears of War is so close, like it's right there. But man, a game called Total Annihilation is a game back in the 90s, an RTS game, and it's all about, like, back in the day when Warcraft and Starcraft were all the things, everybody was trying to outdo each other. Everybody's trying to be the next great real-time strategy game. Total Annihilation was it. It's all space and robots, and there was no unit limits. You could make as many units in your army as you wanted. Every time, like StarCraft, Warcraft, you could make maybe like 200 people. This, you could have it unlimited. And it was insane, and the explosions look great. And as far as real-time strategies goes, it gets my eyebrows raised like this and yelling at you guys at 7 in the morning. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Total Annihilation fits the bill, man. 2 words? Oh, that's great stuff.
So you're going like game that exists, and I was thinking of making up a new game.
Please do. That is the question that I just like when the question came in, I instantly thought of Total Annihilation. I'm like, man, this might be a thing for me. So I don't know if you guys have anything that words that combined make for a great title game.
I didn't until we started this podcast. My game is going to be Light Dark.
No, it isn't.
Yes.
It's
going to be bright. It's going to have lots of light, but there will be dark parts.
I just want to point out right now, I'm going right here and just looking up Light Dark on Steam and see if that's a game already. Hold on.
If it's not.
It is not.
Yes.
Hold on. A Light in the Dark is a
just
game.
Light Dark.
Yep, no. You're right.
Oh.
You're right. Only the
game.
inverse.
I got a good one for you guys. I got a good one. This game is all about winning and victory. The game is called Let's Go!
Yes, Let's Go.
Let's Go almost needs a colon, though. You need, like, Let's Go something, Adventures of Willie Beamish or something like that.
Everything needs it. So this makes me think that, like, we're getting all these nonsense game names these days, and they are, like, 5 words, colon, 17 more words.
Right.
It's because all the good names are taken. There's already 15 dark lights out there. How do you make sure you can search for yours?
Yeah, and
I was gonna say that's actually the worst thing. SOE would be terrible. It's like we're gonna name our game Dark Light. Like, damn it, there's already 7 games on Steam that have Dark Light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
legit. There's 7.
That's why you gotta be out? Dark Light. There's some dark parts and some light parts.
There you go.
You gotta have that sentence after the colon.
Again, like, shout out to PlayStation had a good, again, not two words. Technically, it was an acronym. MAG was Massive Action Game.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that's the most generic ass. Like,
Dude,
MAG sounds cool, and then you're like, what's the acronym stand for? Massive Action Game. Like, cool.
Yeah, more of that. More like Fear. It was like First Encounter Assault Recon. Was that, if you ever played that Fear game?
That's cool. That's the name of like a team in the game.
That's so
cool.
lame.
That's so much better than Massive Action Game. Come on. That's so much better than that.
It's much better? Are you sure about that?
Is it better than Combat Evolved?
Hey,
yeah, Halo Combat Evolved. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a weird...
in the chat says Mass Destruction. Yes.
Yes.
You know, I swear to God, you said that. I looked up a game. I remember Maximum Destruction was definitely the name of something video game related. It is a monster truck. That's the name of a monster truck, but that's also the name of a PS2 game, Monster Jam Maximum Destruction. So yeah, I remember you said that, and I'm like, why does that sound so familiar? Like, there was another 2-word game for sure.
I kind of want to look up like Pantera song names.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I was thinking about
Cemetery
Death Magnetic, which is a Metallica album.
Oh yeah, man, totally.
Yeah.
Death Magnetic.
That could definitely be the name of a game as well. Like somebody like stole that name and put it on Steam.
Endless death.
It's funny because like Gears of War, you could have just called it War Gears or something stupid, and that would have been your 2-word version of it. You could have just done that.
Though. It's just so squishy. You know, like this is
clip it in the chat, clip it.
But it's not. It's iron.
Yeah.
It's like that's
the dichotomy.
That's the brilliance
Iron
of it. Yeah, the
meat.
juxtaposition. Yeah, iron meat. Like, oh man, that's so great. Yeah, good one.
That is such an insane name for a game. That's just so ridiculous, dude.
Thank you, Shy Guy. We had fun with this one.
I just noticed literally most of your guys' games that you played, even the game I played, 2 words: Lockdown Protocol, Death Stranding, Farm Survivors, Cube Railway, Kill Knight.
Kill Knight.
Iron meat.
Kill Knight's
Iron
pretty
meat.
good.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Perfect Dark. HVAC Sparky in the chat says Perfect Dark was a really good name. Imperfect Light. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the game right now and put that on Steam before somebody steals it. Imperfect Light.
There's a whole
If
genre
anybody
of this
gets
that
it
are,
and
like,
just puts a
emo
5-star
band
on there,
names.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like it.
good
Oh,
stuff.
good one. Good question.
Perfect. All right, now we'll go back to our regularly scheduled nonsense. We got some news out of Xbox this week. Halo is going to get third person.
Yeah.
I saw
what?
that.
Say what?
Mitch not happy about this?
No, I'm cool with it. I've never been. If games offer an option, why is that not a bad thing, right? I mean, the thing is that like when I'm looking at the gameplay of it, it very much looks like a legit Fortnite. Like it literally just looks like it looks very Fortnite-ish. But at the same time, if you get more people to play it, it's an option. So it's not like it's just an option. And by the way, anytime you've ever died in Halo, you've always gone third person. So it's not like all of a sudden this is some crazy new perspective or anything, right? If you're spectating a team, you're already third person anyways.
Or on a vehicle.
Yeah,
Yep.
or in a vehicle, exactly. Playing as it is a little, it's just different. And of course, people like, especially your loyalists when it comes to Halo, and they're like, oh, you can't change this. You can't change, they get all mad when you change things. I don't think it's a bad thing. Again, it's not like you're forcing people to play it that way, which that would be obviously the problem, right? You don't want to force anybody to play it that way. You want to give people options to play it that way, which is also the inverse for the next topic. But with this, like, I'm not mad at it. If people want to try this out and everything, it's cool. Like Call of Duty also has a third person mode that's going to be happening for Black Ops 6, I saw. So, and they've already had third person modes for that. Apex did third person for an event one time. Like, it's just different ways for people to play it. And I mean, if you get more people interested, who cares? Like, again, you're not forced to do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
What if that's really interesting? Yeah, go ahead, Bowsah. Nice. Good point.
Yeah. There are people that cannot play first person games. And why should we exclude them? Just because
That's a
of
good
tradition.
point.
That's the way Halo is.
Well,
Also, third-person grappling looks way better.
Is? You know what the real
What's that?
reason is? It's because they want to sell you cosmetics.
Not gonna lie, third-person cosmetics are definitely bad. Here's the thing. Here's the difference, though. Third-person cosmetics are nice for the character model. First-person for gun skins.
Yep.
That's your big difference, right? That's the weird thing with Apex is yes, they have a bunch of
How am I going to see that I have cat ears on my helmet?
right.
If I can't ever see my
very
character.
true.
Except
very
when I'm
true.
dead, which happens quite a bit. But let's not.
Yeah. I mean,
you
like I
actually
said,
see it.
there's definitely a third-person perspective. Like that's why Fortnite skins, in my opinion, like Fortnite focuses on the character
they do
model,
it.
not those gun wraps. Because also gun wraps are stupid. Sorry, like I don't like them. I don't think they're great. But that's why Apex also has really good gun skins. That's because you're staring at a gun the whole time. So you're right, though. It's not a bad play to go third person to sell more skins for sure.
I've never understood skins in first person games. Like it's never actually made sense to me because you can see it at the victory stage that I never get to, like the victory screen, Well, what if you never win, Mitch? What if I never win?
Sounds like a you problem.
Get good, bro. Right?
Yeah, get good, son.
Man.
I have a big question
in
on
Apex,
this.
you got the finishers, so you can see your character model during finishers. But you're right, majority of the game you're not seeing it.
And it's funny because some games I think do it better than others in terms of like kind of showing it to you, which is I'm being a little sarcastic, obviously. I'm very curious on how this plays because you go from a game that, and Mitch, maybe you know more about this on the Call of Duty side. There's an accuracy thing that happens in first person, right? You can just, you're always aiming down scope or whatever. Like, it seems to me like you might be shooting from the hip more in third person, whether or not that's the case.
100%.
It's right. It's just, you're not as close to staring down the scope of the thing. It looked like it jumped to scope view for snipers and stuff like that. So just kind of curious to see if I'm still able to be accurate. Having said that, the character models in Halo are enormous. And so it's not like you need pinpoint accuracy with this thing. Like, I think it could, and the way the guns are designed, like this could work. I'm looking at this gameplay and it looks good to me. I don't know if this is a fair thing to say about Halo, because this looks cool. I just wish it was part of like a bigger vision on what's happening with Halo. This just it seems like it's chasing Fortnite in a way, and I don't know if it seems like that to you guys, or if this is, I just don't know if they're going for it with Halo, or if they're just like, I guess we'll do this. Does that make sense? Like I don't know.
I think this is a simple addition, in my opinion. This isn't like, it's like something easy they can just add to the game to make it more accessible to people, in my opinion. Because again, it's not like third person's not built into the game as it is. It's not like they have to radically change the game in order to do it, right? Third person, you definitely shoot from the hip more. I mean, the snipers, and like the cool thing though is that even on, it looks like almost any gun, you have the ability to ADS and go back first person. Right. Because like example, the assault rifle, which is not sniperish at all, I showed in the trailer that there was somebody that went first person with the sniper. So it's basically like if you ADS, you can ADS any gun and go back first person if you want to.
Aim down sight.
The other thing with third person that's also a little different too is you're able to see more enemies around you.
Yep.
Right.
In first person, you can't see around a corner like that. In third person, you can. So that's something else that some people like.
Bit of a trade-off.
Yeah, it's like a trade-off. It's definitely different, but again, I don't think it's necessarily like they're going to change Halo to be third person. I just think at this point, one, it's already built into the game for the most part because third person is definitely a thing.
For sure.
But two, I just think they just at this point too, getting more people playing it in general by having more options for people isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I don't think like your next Halo game is going to be third person only or any weird stuff like that.
Give us a Halo game in third person.
I think it'll be an option though. And if it's an option moving forward, I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing because Halo at its core, like the actual gameplay of Halo is still awesome. And that was never a complaint of Halo Infinite. Like Halo still feels so fun to play. But again, now that you bring this into it, and also Halo Infinite, also for a reminder, Halo Infinite is also multiplayer, still free to play.
Yeah, free as Fortnite.
You get another option of a free-to-play game.
As free as Fortnite, you guys. Halo Infinite is free. It's free. The multiplayer is free. People need to know that. I realized what I was trying to say, and maybe this is a more concise way. No Man's Sky is the best at releasing the next iteration of what it is. Everything has a title. It always feels like a big deal when they drop fishing into the game. Right. And is it Sean Murray? Sean Murray does an excellent job of this. In anytime a new one comes out, he's like, this is the order that this has been going on in. Like it started with this, and then this one, then this pack came out, and then this expansion came out. That to me, I guess that's more of a games of service kind of thing. I don't know, but like shout out to No Man's Sky, dude. That's why it gets me. That's what I'm always talking about. It's always on my radar. Like I should go back and play that because every drop feels like a big deal. It almost feels like a Diablo expansion pack kind of thing, even though it's just adding to the game that you already own. That's a space that Halo Infinite can totally live in, but they kind of throw one speck of stuff out at you every, I don't know, random number of months out there. So it just never feels like a big deal, and it could, and Halo deserves it, is kind of where I'm at with it. Is Halo is a huge deal. There are so many other games that can get away with this, and it just makes me sad sometimes that like this looks great. And we got like a tweet here. I just wish that this was part of like something else, if that makes sense. Like
a bigger update to like kind of announce it, like
I
more
guess
prominently.
So. Maybe they will. This is just like they're working on it, right?
Yeah. Totally. Which is fine, and that's roadmap kind of stuff, which is which is great. But yeah, like whenever No Man's Sky kind of does it, it's like they announce this is light, no fire. Oh, that's the next game. I'm sorry. What did they call this last one? What the heck did they call this last? Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying.
It sucks because like half of these comments on, and of course we're talking about Twitter, which is, or I'm sorry, X. My bad, Elon. This is weird because there's like half of the comments on here are straight up like this one. Once a pioneer of gaming, now chases trends of games made after it. Sad to see, but what can you do? Like that's just giving people options is now the trend. It's not like there's more options and more accessibility in games in general. So it's like I don't think chasing a trend, but like half these people are like, this looks awesome. I can't wait to play this. Like very cool. Halo Infinite has such potential. Like there's half these people that are just definitely like your Halo loyalists. They're like, this sucks. And then half of these people are like, this looks amazing. I'm absolutely playing it.
It does look great. I don't want to take that away from it. This is my let's judge the marketing side of me kind of thing. But again, like I just look at this No Man's Sky, and this is an expansion that adds basically water and fishing. Yeah. They just seem to do this in a really great way. And maybe I'm asking for too much here, but shout out to No Man's Sky.
I think this is a much better. Yeah. Well, I think I was gonna say, I think it's weird to say this, but I think when you let the indie developer control their own narrative instead of a big corporation touting the game as the next greatest thing on earth and it not showing up, I think when you have like an indie studio, let them kind of do their own marketing for it and they know their audience, especially. I think this is where it leads to that, because obviously that if you're talking about the biggest turnarounds in gaming history, like No Man's Sky, I think is literally like the top of the list.
That's what I mean. Why isn't everybody copying that model? And they're different games. They're very different games. I get it. People are going to be screaming at me about that kind of stuff. Well, they're not the same thing. I get it. But there are things to learn from this. And if anything, like maybe the closest thing to it would maybe be Destiny. Again, maybe more of a games as a service kind of thing, I guess. But oh man,
I think the difference
it's called Halo Infinite. Like it's ongoing.
It's
like
dead
forever.
And by the way, they've added again. The thing that sucks, I think, with Halo is just the fact that like the gameplay was never the problem. It was always the content being the problem. And I think the bigger problem with Halo Infinite being disappointing is the fact that like your easy slam dunk is just take good maps you already have, remaster them, and just slowly drip feed them to us. That's as simple as I feel. Again, work on big stuff here, right? Work on big updates, big things. It sounds bad, but to a first-person shooter, I'm not that kind of like legacy.
To you, it's
like I just think like that was the problem with Halo. But like I said, Halo. The thing that sucks is I feel like Halo has gotten so many updates since launch. Like I mean, Forge is a thing. All the things you could do in Forge are insane. Yeah, and I think it's just one of those things that like people kind of expect Forge to happen from Halo, and they're just like, okay. This being something though that's like, wait, you guys are doing something with Halo you guys have never done before. That's awesome, because now, like I said, that I just think I'm happy that this is a big deal, because this is going to bring more eyes to Halo, which at its core is a great game. You can't crap on it. You just need to get that content out there. But if you get a lot more eyeballs on this, and again, to Bowsah's point, skins look cool. Skin purchase.
Yep. I don't want to be crapping on it. Like this looks great.
Cool.
I'm trying to do my best to kind of like separate it, because the thing itself, very cool. I can't wait to try it. I just want more for Halo. That's all.
Do you think the marketing side of things, there's just too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to like somebody like Microsoft compared to an indie studio doing their own marketing?
I think it just doesn't seem like there's a plan. Like that's kind of like what I'm grasping on here. It's just like, I guess this. Do you like this? What about this? Like it just There's no consistency there. There's no like it doesn't feel confident, you know, like and maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Right. But I'm locked in on this damn No Man's Sky comparison. I'm sorry about that, because no,
that's fine.
It's really good.
They've done a solid job.
Is in the track record. That's what I'm trying to get at here is anytime they release a new update to No Man's Sky, they're like, this is what we've been doing, and look at it stack up. And maybe the first one wasn't impressive. I think it was. But maybe the second one wasn't impressive. I think that one was as well. But then like you go 10 years and it's like this one and this one and this one. And you can't, that takes dedication. That takes foresight and vision and commitment and all the rest, all the words. And that's what I'm so impressed with Sean Murray and that team, because, dude, like, if you're on that team when that game launched, you're not feeling great.
No.
And it's a story of, I'd love to go behind the scenes on that kind of stuff. Like the perseverance and the resilience and the confidence, just like, we got to put our heads down and beat this thing. Why can't that exist at a AAA, the game? Why can't that exist here? It's just that. So I'm just disappointed in that. But I'm stoked about third person. It looks cool. So it just got me rambling here a bit.
Yarden in the chat says, I wonder if Halo Battle Royale is finally coming next, going full Fortnite. I have to be honest with you. There's so many people, especially when that game came out, how big Battle Royales were. If that happened, I know big creators were just begging for a Halo BR because there's so many things that make sense as far as dropping in a pod, landing on a Halo ring.
Totally.
There's vehicles. There's so many cool things you could have made a BR for. And I almost felt like Phil kind of put his foot in his mouth, like, well, we have a Halo BR. It's called a battle rifle. I'm like, that sounds like a very Don Matrick-ass thing about the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. Like, you have no idea how much a battle royale would have kept this game in people's installed on people's Xboxes. And you're right, though. Like, there's always been that rumor of like this side studio that was working on a BR. And again, if that came out, I think that would be your next like holy shit Halo news, and people would literally stop playing what they're playing and go play that. But
it deserves so much more. Like, you look at Call of Duty, and one of the things I was excited about with Microsoft purchasing Activision was, is there anything to learn from this? Not that I want a new Halo game every day. That's not what I'm getting at. But when you buy Call of Duty, and when you think of Call of Duty, there's something for everyone, because that is the biggest property in video games, period. It is gigantic. So if you like Battle Royale, you can play Warzone. I like multiplayer, so I'll play multiplayer. I also like single player stuff. That's great. The one thing that Call of Duty is not, you know what? That's exactly what I was getting to. So I'm like single player, PvE, PvP.
Yep.
Those are the 3 boxes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Destiny did it.
Yeah. Like the best games do that. And like I said, I just thought it was so weird that it didn't. And to be clear too, there's other games that also dropped the ball. Like Battlefield didn't have a BR, and everybody's like, your biggest competition is Call of Duty. How are you not trying to compete with them at the same level and do that too?
Well, and I get it, because that also can feel like chasing the trend, right? Like I get that to a certain extent as well. But now that it's like Battle Royale has been around for so long that it doesn't feel like a fad anymore. It just seems like it's a genre. It's essential, right? It's as essential as Team Deathmatch was back in the day.
You just need to put your own twist on it, but Halo is itself is its own twist on things. Like,
that's what
Apex came out when it was, saturated. Like, all these games started like chasing the trend, and Apex was just like, here's our version of BR, and everybody loved it. And then Call of Duty already had a BR, but then they said, here's our version of Warzone now, and everybody loved it.
What do you mean they already had a BR? They didn't have a battle royale before Warzone.
What?
Call of Duty.
Black Ops 4. It was only BR. It was only multiplayer. You don't remember that?
Holy crap. No, you're right. Yeah, they didn't even have single player. Yeah. That's right.
Black Ops 4 had, and here's the thing, though. The thing that they screwed up there, though, that was the one you had to pay. Like, this was before everything was free to play, right?
Right.
So, like, Black Ops 4 you had to pay for. It was multiplayer only. It had BR, it had Blackout, and that was its version. And it wasn't terrible. I know I personally didn't play it. I know there was people out there that like really enjoyed that map and really enjoyed the game.
Seth liked it.
But like
in the chat.
Yeah, like, but then there was, Apex had its own twist on it because it was BR with abilities, which again, most BRs were just super realistic shooters. And then Warzone finally got right with the free to play and did that. But again, Halo by itself, if you're telling me like, oh, we can add warthogs, we can add ships, we have drop pods, we have abilities like, those abilities that Master Chief can equip to do things. There's so much you can do with that. And the weapons in the game are awesome. We already know the weapons are great. And there's already varieties of weapons, like different levels of sniper rifles that are in the multiplayer.
So frustrating. Everything you're saying makes sense.
It's so there. It's so there. And it's just like, how did you not put that together? If they told us, hey, we had to delay Halo Infinite for a year because this is what's happening, we all would have shut our mouths and be like, yep, do it. We'll stop talking. But I just, again, if they have to add it later, it's going to get more people to play it. But that was the thing, man. Like, so many people I know and so many people on the internet were just like, how do y'all drop this ball? Like, how do y'all do that? But again, they'll put it out next year and everybody will be loving it. And hopefully it'll be polished and really good. That's all I can say. Hopefully it's not too late.
It looks,
but third person will definitely get more people to play it.
Yeah.
And if you give people third person options for, I don't know if that's just multiplayer, by the way. They showed multiplayer in the trailer, but I don't know if that's just, can you do third person in the campaign? I don't know. Yeah. That'd be cool. Because again, some people might like that option. And again, like we mentioned, V probably didn't play Halo whatsoever because it was only first person.
Yeah.
Let's hope that. I like how one story is that and the other story is the opposite.
Yeah, so speaking of comparisons, a game that we mentioned quite a bit, Fortnite is working on first-person camera.
Yep.
So it sounds like they're adding it to creative and their kind of toolkit. It sounds like it's a ways off from ever maybe making it to the main game, if ever. Who knows? But like, it was just crazy coincidence that these two things hit this week.
Personally, and then this is just a personal preference. Like, out of the two, if I had a choice, I prefer first person. Just the shooting aspect of it, I prefer first person in general. Fortnite, when they started doing like the ADS, where you actually do look down the sight of it, that's where I was like, okay, I like this. Like the more accurate shooting when you go first person. Mm-hmm. This has been a rumor though forever that Fortnite's going first person. But again, this is just another way for them to twist it on their head. Like, what if people prefer first person and they've been not liking Fortnite because it's only third person? Like there's so many.
We don't know they're doing it. This is like I said, it's coming to creative. Sounds like people in creative were already like hacking their way to this already. So this is just giving them the actual tool from the engine itself. Just a funny contrast. Halo goes third person. Fortnite goes first person. The world. Are we living in Australia? Is that what's happening?
Upside down. We're changing seasons.
It's upside down.
100%.
Just flipping.
Do you think in Australia first person Fortnite already exists and third person Halo has always been the way it is?
Yeah, they just call it third person. They
Yes.
just call it the other thing. I don't think that's true. I'm sorry.
What if everybody in Australia played Fortnite first person? They're like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, we call it third person.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fulia, tell us.
Oh my.
Let us know.
I think that's it for the big news this week. I don't know. I don't know what's happening around here.
Well, Halo's a big deal. Fortnite's kind of a big deal as well. Reminds me of when Grand Theft Auto added that first person view, which was, it's just a different perspective on the game that you know. That's always going to be interesting no matter what. There's not one is better than the other. It's always going to be interesting to jump into a world with a different view. That's great.
The one thing I appreciate about GTA going first person is if you were first person, you were first person. Meaning like if you hit something hard and you flew off your bike, it didn't take you third person to show you falling. You were first person experiencing that.
I see. Yeah.
And they didn't take you out of, they didn't take you out of the experience ever. It was like, no, you are going to see somebody fall off a building and see how that feels.
That game I played, Sean, you liked. Oh, Phantom Abyss. Where it's kind of
good
like,
2 words. Phantom Abyss.
There you go.
That is a good word title. I was playing that at Extra Life a couple years ago. But it's a first-person game, but you have like a whip and you're flying around. But when you fall, if you fall a long distance, you can roll out of it to not take damage. Fortunately, they added an option to not have the camera animate the roll. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just like doing somersaults all day long.
Goodness gracious.
Thrown up everywhere.
Oh, man.
All right. Croco Kyle inspired our main topic of the show. They write in, as we enter the onslaught of big games releasing the rest of this year, what are you looking forward to the most? Are there any games yet to be released that you think could upend your current personal game of the year? That's a loaded question.
I'd have to first decide what my game of the year is, so I don't know that I have, and I kind of like that. Some people do it differently. I like the way people kind of organize their thoughts heading into the end of the year. I haven't done that this year in terms of like deciding what my current top is. I probably could figure it out if I gave it some thought, but I don't wanna, Bowsah. But there is a bunch of games. October's probably, I don't know about you guys, I was looking through the schedule and it seems like we're in the busiest month. I probably would have said Assassin's Creed would have been easily top 3. But
next year.
Ubisoft is concerned about our backlogs. They pushed it to next year.
Rip. Avowed was going to be mine, so.
Oh man.
Thanks, Xbox.
Yeah. No, but like it's here. And actually a couple games quickly came out, like Kill Knight came out this week. If this question came in last week, Kill Knight likely would have been up there. The new NHL game came out, so Canada. So I got to give that one a shout out for sure. But how do you guys want to do this? You have Mitch, how many games do you have to go through here?
As far as honestly, I don't have that many. I really don't. Like, I mean, the thing that sucks is like,
doesn't play games.
That's all right. I don't play games. Really, the only 2 games that I was like very much looking forward to. Well, Assassin's Creed was one of them, just because I want more Ghost of Tsushima style games, but that's not happening. Truly, the 2 that I was looking at for the rest of the year, because again, most of the games I play are just ongoing. They don't really have new things. But honestly, Black Ops 6. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm excited just to see how that game changes Call of Duty and Warzone in general.
Yeah.
So that was one of my big ones, but I think the big single player one for me was Indiana Jones.
Yeah. That's on my
I'm
list for
such
sure.
a big fan of machine games and like the Wolfenstein games. Like they do such a great job. The stories are insane. Graphically, they look great. It's Wolfenstein, so they got shooting down. Crazy events happening in those games. So I think like that was the big game that I'm really looking forward to. That was the next like single player game besides Elden Ring, which like I said, at this point, I feel like Elden Ring's a friggin' ongoing game on its own just because of how big the game is. Honestly, I feel like I can just play a game forever. But yeah, the only real major one that I was looking at was Indiana Jones. And did that officially get a date?
Yeah, it comes out on December 9th.
Or December, that's right.
December, yeah, so late in the year, for sure.
Late in the year. And like I said, I mean, really so far, one of the best games I've played this year, besides my ongoing ones, I talked about Hogwarts already, and like I said, that was a game from last year. So like, I'm always behind on games just because I'm playing these ongoing games all the time.
I'm with
Hellblade 2 is great. But honestly, Indy's the game that as soon as it got announced, as soon as I know who made the game, I was like, sold.
Yeah,
super sold on it. So, and it's on Game Pass. So thanks, Microsoft.
Day one, Game Pass.
Very much looking forward to that. And like I said, Black Ops 6, again, Call of Duty was kind of to the point where I was just like, it's okay. It's fine. It's kind of similar. I didn't play the last couple multiplayers just because Warzone has been the thing that's gotten me interested. But the thing is, with all this movement now and how like it literally changes how you play the game. It sounds stupid. But whoever coined the term omni movement, I want to slap in the mouth because I keep saying it. Like I can't stand how that's a term, but it's real. Like it really is game changing. Also, too, though, I don't think it's just game changing for Call of Duty. I literally think that's going to change all first person shooters from moving forward.
Yep.
Because as soon as you go from the most popular first person shooter and moving like that to playing any other first person shooter and not moving like that, you're going to hate on it. Mm-hmm. And I think that this literally is going to change the landscape of like FPSs in general. Obviously, it might take a year or two for other people to catch up, and they're going to have to coin their own term because they don't get sued by Activision for saying omni movement. But
there's got to be a better name for it.
Oh, somebody else will come up with a better name, and they will.
Yeah.
But I just think like this is such a big deal in first person shooters, not just Call of Duty, but like the fact that Call of Duty is doing it first. And how it's going to be integrated into Warzone and like how that's going to take people away from other games to like get to that. I'm very much looking forward to those 2 games.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much my 2 games.
Oddly enough, this is the nerdiest thing that I'll ever say. Well, I've said a lot of nerdy stuff on this show. One of my favorite YouTube channels is a channel called Veritasium. And it's this guy who walks through some pretty complex like math concepts and science and stuff. It's really interesting. And last night I stumbled on a video where he was talking about great circles. Apparently this is like a spherical geometry term. It's like around a globe or around a sphere, there are 2 great circles. It's the longest possible horizontal and the longest possible vertical line. And the great circle, and it's like the equator is a great circle. I didn't know this was a term. I didn't know this was a math term. The reason I bring this up is because I've made fun of the title of this game for a very long time. And now, like, I guess if it's like a math thing, then maybe that inches it up just a little bit, Mitch. So it's okay in my books now. Right. It's a nerdy math geometry term. That's the title of this sweet Indiana Jones video game that we're about to play.
The title, like I said, the title is weird. It does. I'm just like, whatever. It's just Indiana Jones.
Apparently, it's a thing. It's a true fact about all spheres.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see where the story takes us, and see if the title makes any sense.
I guess.
Well, like
so.
I said, and that's why. And
when
like,
they say the thing in the game and it makes sense, and then you're like, that's a really good title.
I hope they walk right into it. Well, Indy's he's a smart guy. Yeah. He went to school.
He did. He's almost like a professor, right?
He works at one.
It's almost like he's a professor.
Exactly.
It's
all coming into place.
I always laugh like that Family Guy skit when they're like, he said the thing. He said the thing. That's exactly what's gonna happen. The great circle. He said the thing.
Oh man. How about you, Bowsah? Are you in there for Indiana Jones? Do you have I have a ranking, you guys.
Oh, I didn't go that far. But I do have quite a few things I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
We got that Neva, whatever
Neva!
it is. Yeah, Neva. The game by the makers of Reese.
Yes.
And that comes out, I think, later this month. Super cool art style, but looks to be a bit more. I'm really
little
worried
combat
about
in this one?
Yeah, there's some combat coming along, but
this is
a
water painting game.
A gorgeous game.
Totally gorgeous. This is
our pet companion there. I'm really scared. It almost fell off a cliff right there in the trailer.
We can't have that. Oh, look at the wildlife.
Cry my eyes out if anything happens to our friend.
This is one of those games, and maybe the trailer's doing a lot of work for it. I doubt it though. You just know you're in for something special. You know, it just looks like I don't know what's going on at all. But the art style is so beautiful, so unique. Gameplay looks to be nicely evolved from Reese. So I'm totally. This is absolutely on my list. It's coming out on October 15th.
Indie devs.
Yeah, I mean,
start simpler, add on.
Yeah,
build up your skill sets, build up your tools.
Yeah, get that budget.
Yep. So
it looks great. Wait a minute, does your little sidekick? It kind of evolves too. He gets a little older.
All right, maybe it's okay. I'm still scared.
Oh man,
this just makes me want a new Ori game.
Yeah, dude, Ori's so great. Oh,
Ori's so good.
Neva looks really special. That is, I gotta get my hands on that one somehow.
All right.
ID at Xbox.
That's right. You're not buying
ID at Xbox.
Yeah.
We know how
Some of these I'll be able to play. Some of these I will. Yeah. What else you got?
Maybe my most hyped for the rest of the year, if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
Unrailed 2 back on track, baby.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Let's go. I'm so pumped. I have something embargoed. Maybe you'll see it. Maybe you'll see something.
You do?
Just saying something.
She signed NDAs, Sean. We can't talk about it.
I did. It's officially embargoed, so I cannot talk about it, but stay tuned.
Okay.
Yes. Unrailed 2, the sequel to the beautiful Unrailed, the first one.
Yes. Very nice.
Building train tracks. You got to kill the animals or they'll steal your materials. There's bandits. There's
those damn animals and bandits, you know what I'm saying?
What's really cool that they added to Unrailed 2 is boss fights, essentially. There's boss levels. Yeah. So the one in the beta, there's a spider crawling back and forth on the top of the screen, throwing spider webs at you.
Hang on a second. That's a Will Smith movie. The Wild Wild West. They're on a railroad and there's a giant mechanical spider chasing after them. That's a Will Smith movie.
It didn't shoot webs though, Sean.
Here.
That's the difference here.
There it is.
Look at that.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Does Will Smith show up in this?
The Wild Wild West.
Cisco shows up out of nowhere. Yeah. Good Lord.
God, dude.
Unfortunately, this is coming out November 7th. It would
what else is coming out November 7th?
Well, no, it would have been awesome to have for Extra Life.
After Extra Life. Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But that's all right. We got to have stuff to do the rest of the year.
We got enough at Extra Life. We only have 24 hours.
We have 25.
That's true. We did do 25. Yeah.
We could have slipped Unrailed 2 in there in that extra hour.
Yeah. It's a time change. Get ready for that daylight savings, y'all.
What's that?
No, we're currently in daylight savings, and
or whatever you do. I don't know.
I prefer to waste my daylight.
Yeah.
What's that?
Get out of here, Mitch.
We don't.
You make things confusing by not doing it, Mitch.
No, we make things real easy by not doing it. We don't do that stupid nonsense.
To the Wild Wild West. Seth in the chat. Seth is in the chat giving us the lyrics to the Wild Wild West song by Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it.
What else you got, Bowsah?
All right, I got Lego Horizon Adventure. I like the Horizon series. I'm pumped for this. Day one, ready to go.
Nice.
Okay, honorable mention, and I'm like cautiously optimistic for this. And this is kind of out of left field. But Flight Simulator 2024 has some interesting additions that has me intrigued.
Spiders.
Trains.
Yeah, trains. Spiders.
She's done with us.
It's like, it's 7 a.m.
We're never doing
checked
this
out.
in the morning again.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm having a great time.
All right. But they're talking about, like, you do aerial firefighting, search and rescue. You can get out of your plane and walk around on the ground.
Whoa.
I think.
Hold on a minute.
Third person mode, Mitch.
Is there going to be a character creator?
No, you can first or third options, Sean.
Is there going to be a character creator for Fee?
Oh my God.
That'd be great.
Is this going to be a perfect game?
Here's the thing.
I would love for them to take this game and Forza Horizon it.
I know, right?
No, I want them to take this game and Top Gun it.
Whatever.
Like,
Both of them.
That's a good point, Bowsah. This could be like the Forza Motorsport.
Yes.
And if they had a Forza Horizon version of Flight Simulator, that would be like almost like a Pilot Wings kind of thing.
Microsoft Flight Arcade 2024.
I've never wanted something more. Holy crap. Yeah, with all these different vehicles, planes, helicopters,
the Red Bull races
jets.
would be cool too.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like on the world.
You hear me, Uncle Phil? I'm talking to you.
Phil. Not Uncle Phil.
Not Uncle Phil.
That's such a good idea. I've never thought of it like that. I love it.
I mean, the flight sim thing, for me, for example, that's actually the one thing that's kind of deterred me from playing it because it's so realistic as far as just flying from A to B and landing a plane. And I'm not saying that's boring, but to me, it's boring. And like that, some people love it. Obviously, it's a very popular franchise and things like that. But literally, if you had like that realism, but then Red Bull races, and then this, and then fighting, like a Top Gun situation, like those would all be awesome. And they already have the experience of doing that. So it did have the Maverick DLC. Did it actually have though like missions where you had to like shoot things? Was that a thing ever? Or I remember like they put Top Gun in Flight Sim, but I don't know if they just did that with that. And Buzz in the chat. Hey, yo, it's Buzz.
A fighter jet.
We need a new Crimson Skies. You're damn right, Buzz. You're damn right.
Man. Yeah. This is another one.
OG Xbox franchise that hasn't been touched since that, by the way. Oh my God. That'd be amazing.
I'm glad you brought this up, man. Like this is one that can fly under, pardon the pun, fly under the radar. It's what I didn't mean it. I just happened that way. I'm a dad. These things happen. It's a beautiful game. And I love everything that they're showing in this trailer is something I want to give it a try. But I hope it's not another No Man's Sky situation where it looks like I would like it. And then you jump in, you're like, it's not gripping me. So I'm glad you brought it up because I
hope
kind of
that
forgot
you can
about
quickly get into the action things, the doing the search and rescue,
just do the thing
and the firefighting. Like I don't want to have
wander
flight lessons and just fly around.
Yeah,
that's cool for about 10 minutes.
Have like a quick arcade mode of it, basically. Like have a separate thing, not like get in a plane and fly to the location.
Into the firefighter thing, diving down, scooping up water, dumping it on the forest fire in Canada.
That's what this looks like.
That's what
you get to do things. Who knew?
Yes,
look at that.
That's why I'm excited for it. Like I'm here for it. Let
search
me do
and
this.
rescue. Dang. Yeah,
that looks like a GTA
great.
mission. I'm sorry, that looked like a GTA mission. But no, like
what if you fly
like
the PUBG plane? Just have a bunch of people jump out onto a battle royale
Your
map.
Your goal is just to fly
you just fly straight line.
I'm flying the bus in Fortnite. Let's go.
Yeah, and then you kick everybody out at the end.
Yeah, I think your mission success.
That's it. Everybody out.
Congratulations, you got everybody out. It kicks you out of the bus at the end of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's you though. That's your job. Somebody's got to kick them out.
Somebody's got.
Your goal is third person. You have to get out of the pilot seat and just go boot everybody out and get back to the plane before it crashes. That's what you do.
You unleash the gorilla that you've got in a cage and it gets everybody the hell out of there.
Door.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the map, you have to wait till the right time. You open the back door so people can jump if they want. The end of the map, man. You trapdoor him. Boom, get out.
Trap the
rides
little
over,
bottom
baby.
of the plane out. Yeah, 100%.
I want Flight Simulator to have like a commercial flight, and then when you land, and if everybody stands up the second that you land, you get to be a flight attendant. You can smack everybody in the face and sit down, wait your turn. Sit down, wait your turn. We do this in order.
Literally sit down until the row in front of you is getting
Come
off.
on, man. Are you 4? Anyway, Bowsah, what else you got?
That's it.
Shout
That's
out
all
to
I
Flight
got.
Simulator.
That's enough.
Holy crap.
What are you doing, Sean? What games are you playing?
I'm with you on Neva. I'm with you guys on Indiana Jones. I'm very kind of surprised, Bowsah, that you didn't say Life is Strange: Double Exposure coming out on October 29th. No, you don't like those games? Oh, okay.
Gotta be in the
I
right
think it looks
mood,
cool.
I guess.
I think it looks. We get Max back. She's got parallel realities and timelines and stuff. I think that looks really great. The game that I am most excited about, I will talk about after mentioning Nine Souls. Nine Souls looks like a cool game. It's this, you're a cat samurai kind of thing. It's a side scrolling.
All right, I'm in.
Right?
Yeah, I would say it was Cat. And
Cat?
Yeah,
What?
she's in.
It's another cat game. Guys, this is the decade of kids. Not even the year of cat games. It's the decade. The 2020s. We're in the bustling 20s. What is it called? Very cool art style, cartoon animation kind of thing. I don't know. I shouldn't say that if it's a samurai or some sort of martial art kind of thing here.
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah, I know. Sword combat is what we'll say.
There you go.
I think this game looks excellent, actually. Very similar, I guess, kind of like animation style to that 33 Immortals, which would be on my list if we had a date. We have a 2024 date for 33 Immortals, but who knows what's happening there. I'll still remain optimistic. But I don't know if this is on anybody else's radar, but this is coming to Game Pass on November 26th, day and date.
Oh, wow.
Well, now it is.
This looks really good.
That's the same. Now it is.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's included in my subscription?
It sure is. Yep. Yeah, it's got a good wall jump, so that's got to be
Yeah,
instantly.
You
Wall
gotta
jump
be able to
mechanics
climb
are
walls if you're
very
a cat.
key.
Yeah, this looks really cool. Nine Souls, SOLS, like the sun, if that matters to anybody. If you guys want to go check that out.
It's not the soul deep inside of me.
Not the
Not
one
that
that's
soul,
dead
no.
inside of all
That
of
one?
us.
Jesus Christ.
Only because we're recording early in the morning. You know what I'm saying, Mitch? You know what
Yeah,
I'm
talk
saying.
about just terrible things. Dead souls. It's fine. Go on.
You guys are fine. Oh my goodness gracious, you guys.
So what's your number one, Sean? As if I don't already know.
It's coming out at the end of the
Dragon
month.
Age.
Dragon Age comes out on October 31st.
We're just playing through this at Extra Life?
Wouldn't that be
What
amazing?
I was
line
gonna say,
up
you
the
guys aren't gonna
3
play anything
screens.
else. Sean's gonna be
Just
like,
the
well, I'll
character.
play this
that.
for the next 24 hours. You guys have fun. Like,
Just
Yeah.
the character creator, man. The recent previews that have come out for this, a lot of content creators got to go hands-on with this, throwing out terms like "Game of the Year?" ? Like, let's get our hopes way up into crazy land here. The journey we've been on with this game, for anybody who's been following Dragon Age, if you've played it before, all the way back to oh man, I've already forgotten what they were called before. Before they changed it to the Veilguard, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Been a huge journey with this. And they showed it for the first time, and everybody's like, it looks like Fortnite. It looks bad, blah, blah, blah. And then the next trailer came out, and I was like, ooh, maybe it looks all right. And then people went hands-on with it, and now we're getting excited. I am stoked about it. My Twitter timeline is starting to fill up with Dragon Age stuff because I'm clicking on it more and everything. And I encourage people to do that. One of the things I retweeted this earlier this week, Dragon Age Origins especially is hilarious. It's got this like almost Monty Python, almost like British kind of humor to it, which is understated because we'll often talk about the lore and the story and the high fantasy and the RPG elements and all these things. But the writing is always what gets me with BioWare games. The character moments and the performance is always excellent, on top of everything else that we know and love about these games. I'm not sure why the YouTube video is showing me all this stuff here. It's not going away.
so
Just deal with it. I know. But Dragon Age, I honestly, I made a list, and I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for Call of Duty. I'm with you. Indiana Jones, I'm there. Neva looks really good. Legacy of Kain, I'll give a shout out to. Legacy of Kain: Soul Reaver 1 and 2 coming out in December. Looks really good.
I didn't realize that was
can top
December.
this.
That's crazy. That was going to be great.
I have a question. I was trying to look it up here. Are the Dragon Age, the old games, on Game Pass?
Through EA Access.
Through EA? Yeah. Nice.
Yep. I will say, Dragon Age Origin, I've because I get really excited about it, and then people will play it, #influencer, but they'll come back to me and say, like, it's a little old. It's a little, it can old. Be, like, it is old. It's 2009.
Literally old.
And I played it only a few years after. Well, no, I played the original Dragon Age Origins in 2014 or 2015, just after Dragon Age Inquisition came out. Because I played Inquisition for like an hour, and I'm like, I don't know anything that's going on here. And I didn't have kids. So I was like, I'll just go play the first 2 Dragon Age games, which is exactly what I did. And it was an amazing experience. But even then, I remember the first words coming out of my mouth. I said it to myself. I started playing that game, and I literally said, oof, this is going to be rough. I said that to myself.
I'm not playing it then.
It can be a little tough, but I'm so glad I pushed through that, though. Holy crap. Yeah. So, yeah, end of the month, Dragon Age, the Veilguard, nothing even comes close. Even though there's many games to still be excited about. I'm very curious what other people are stoked about. What have we missed? What else is out there? Leave a comment below. Join us in the Discord.
Dragon Age Origins came out in 2009.
That's what I said.
15 years old. That's old. Anybody who says, oh my God, the game's old, it's old. Just deal with it. There's, unfortunately, some games age. That's the thing that sucks is like certain games age based off of like, we've refined like controls and camera and like all these things. So sometimes you play a game that at the time was like amazing and awesome, and then people play it now and they just don't appreciate it, and it kind of sucks because that's how I feel about Kingdom Hearts, because that camera in Kingdom Hearts is trash. It is so bad because we've gotten so much better camera movement now. But yeah, like that's the thing I gotta say. The game feels old. Like, not to be mean, but no shit. It's 15 years old.
Yeah, I mean, we've made a lot of progress in just 3D games in general and how they maneuver and cameras, but also like learning quality of life things that
100%.
we now expect in games that didn't exist before.
It's the trickiness with that game is controlling a party in battle. The battle system is usually what trips most people up. It's totally doable. But it is also in sort of like that in-between zone where CRPGs, computer RPGs, were really, really challenging. You really had to have a good understanding of the systems in order to beat the game. I feel like nowadays, like, you can kind of fake your way through most RPGs. Like, they're much more forgiving in that way. But if you weren't taking advantage of like all the different combinations, like if you cast this spell with that ability on top of that weapon, which actually I think is a lot of what you're doing in Elden Ring, Mitch. Like, in order to fight above your level, you know, like to be stronger than you really are, to do more damage than you really can, you have to know the systems. So that's Dragon Age Origins, and to a lesser extent, to an even lesser extent, Inquisition, I would say. So we'll see where they land with Dragon Age, the Veilguard. But man, we got lots of games to be excited about.
And, is Stalker 2 delayed into next year, or is it still tentatively this year?
I saw a date for this year. I just couldn't honestly tell you guys that was on my list of anticipated games. I'm
that's
curious.
Another big name though. Yeah,
for sure. People might be wondering what's going on with that one. You know, excited about that?
I feel bad because Buzz in the chat says same with Jade Empire. I never played Jade Empire.
Neither did I.
I heard it was great. I remember selling a lot of copies of that game when I worked at the game store too. But yeah, it sucks because like some of those games, like I said, if you recommend a game that's from far back, you're like, oh man, this game is great, and then you go back and play it, and you're just like, ooh,
yeah,
it's good. But again, that nostalgia filter definitely changes a lot. Like my favorite nostalgia filter ever is Resident Evil 1. When I was like, oh yeah, Resident Evil 1, and then you go back and play the original, not the remake.
Controls.
And it's just like, what the hell is going on here? Why is this so like? But again, nostalgia filter makes a lot of older games better.
That's a thing. Yep, absolutely.
Big thing. Absolutely.
Oh, what did we miss, chat? You guys let us know in the comments below. I'm stoked. I'm really excited that we've got final 3 months of the year that seems like it's got something for everybody. AAA games, indie games, ongoing games, whatever it is, man. We'll see if hopefully none of these get delayed into next year. Did we do the thing, you guys? Is there anything else, Bowsah?
We did it. I think that's all. I don't know.
We did it.
I think that's, as Bobby Pauls would say, that is all. Thank you so much for listening to the Xbox Drive episode 359, the eve of episode 350. That's right, Mitch. Peter Moore will be joining us next week, along with I don't know, dude.
He's getting a carpool tattoo. It's crazy.
He's absolutely not joining us for episode 360, but you guys can expect a celebration of arguably, maybe, the best
360 stuff.
The best console that Xbox ever made, the Xbox 360. That is coming next week, so make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and everything else. But before I get into all the rigmarole, Mitch, can you please tell the people where they can find you on the internet?
You could find me everywhere at MitchPower1116.com. I have a big stream coming up in 3 weeks. I have to film a promo video for today. I have streams on the weekends. I'm trying to do more stuff during the week. We will see. But everywhere, Twitch, everything, MitchPower1116.
Nice. Bowsah, tell the people your IP address.
Tell them your IP address. Give
Tell
them
where
your
they can
home
find
location.
you on the internet. It's kind of the same question.
Pretty high, but I don't know.
Not the same thing.
It's not the same question. Where they can find you on the internet and your IP address. I mean, pretty similar.
Pretty close.
I guess. One's very specific.
Oh. You can find me on X, Xbox, and PlayStation at Bowsah13, and find me at Bowsah on Steam and in the Discord, which you should already be in there. If you're not, like, what are you waiting for? Get in there.
What are you waiting for?
Come hang out.
Come on.
You can talk to me all week, not just on Friday/Saturday.
Come out of the dark and into the light. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Oh, how was that? What we're closing off on that game that I don't know how to talk about. As for me, Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants on X and Xbox. Jump into the Discord. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/carpoolgaming live. I've had so much fun today, you guys. 6 a.m. recording time. We should do this all the time. Man, this has been great. Before we close out the show, I would be remiss, I would be regretful, I would hate myself forever if I didn't thank everybody at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. You make this happen. We can't do this without you. Thank you so much. And I want to give a special thank you to our ultimate producers, the Jonathan Brown, who does the show for the music for this show and the PlayStation Drive. Go to linktree/pme.jib to listen to his music. Search for PME, Purple Monkey Entertainment, Apple Music, and Spotify. You owe it to yourself. If you work, if you study, if you're just hanging out, you need to have that music going on there. I love you, Jonathan Brown. I also love Cwagmire, who reminds you that the best babes are Xenobabes. We'll see you at Extra Life very soon, my friend. And TechMike, who says, whether you are Kevesi or Agnian, you are a Xenobabe at heart. Thank you so much to our ultimate producers. Links are in the show notes. Support them. Platinum producers, Smokin Joe, Solo, The Captain, Tim Paullin. Thank you for your amazing support. And of course, our gold members, our Austin Power team over here. Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave, 1337, BobLoblaw, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dan O, Drellesh, Emily O'Kelly, Hoppel, Jan32, Liger Woods 330, OldMrFrump. Thank you. Welcome back, OldMrFrump. Patrice Mallette, Peje EP, Shane Erickson, TheDonRob. Welcome back to you, my friend. The Jiggy Collector and Toxic. I can't believe it. We're having the craziest time over at Patreon. We're going to do the first thing, the first time we've ever done this. We all get a house. We get to stay together at Extra Life. All of us, Mitch. We're all doing it. All of the hosts.
Not me, though.
It's possible.
I won't be there.
So fun.
I'll be happy to drop in and on a virtual call and say hi to you guys.
We'll see. If you like the show, you can support us at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Choose the tier that's right for you. The gold members get the shout outs and everything else. Lots of perks there. Go to carpoolgaming.com, buy your merch, and I think that's the end. That is all. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Xbox Drive. Now, before you drive off, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget that we've got some awesome Xbox Drive merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming for exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description. We'll see you next week.